Hello, good evening. Can you all hear me? If you all can hear me, can you please type in the group chat, type a letter C so that I know that you guys can hear us loud and clear. Thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you, Lily. Thank you, Serena. Thank you, Evelyn. Thank you, Deborah. Okay. Firstly, thank you for joining us on this Monday night. You could be doing anything else, but you decided to come and learn something. So as Philip CFD, we hope to create value for you guys because to thank you for taking out your precious time. So today with me, I have Wanxin. My name is Minghan. We are CFD dealers in the CFD department. Today we're going to talk about the rise of Chinese technology power. It is PhillipCapital. We're an integrated Asian financial house with a growing global presence. We're using IT and distribution as our core competencies in the provision of financial services. And we are operating in a financial hub of 16 countries. I'm sure all of you know that by now since you're our clients. Okay, so now I'm going to invite Wanxin to begin talking about the Chinese technology. Over to you, Wanxin.
Hello everyone, this is Wanxin. So if you have ever joined some like Hong Kong China new economy webinar before, yeah, I'm the same one. So basically today we will talk about a little bit about the other interesting industry other than the previously like healthcare and the fintech sector lah. So in our webinar today we will do basically Minghan, our one of the safety dealers, also have several thoughts regarding the China and the Hong Kong related technology companies. So for us, right, we will do a little bit new style to do a very conversative style. So basically, Minghan, do you have any questions from the previous part one webinar, which was presented by an external speaker? Do you have any question from the one?
Yes. Yeah, okay, let me start with the first question. So we have been talking about China technology. Every time we talk about China technology, the first company that comes to my mind is Alibaba. So China e-commerce has developed very fast and now it's in a new era. So I just want to ask if you can do a brief introduction on this development process and talk a little bit about the current situation of this e-commerce and China tech.
Okay, so basically in China, right, I believe all of you guys have heard about, so in China, people have already formed a new lifestyles. And you definitely heard about the success of e-commerce and the mobile payments, the story, and these, all of the companies shape our life. However, behind this, actually is a new business infrastructure grows fast and occupies our life. So after we facing this trend, right, all traditional business in the past, they feel the urgency to restructure its model to catch the consumer behaviors trend as well. And because of this, more new business models appear. So in general, if you have attended the Hong Kong China New Economy before, I always mention this concept called Internet Plus. Internet Plus model applies to most industries with a wide spread of mobile internet. So the whole development process is like this. So the first two leading industries are e-commerce and mobile payment definitely, which the penetration rate is continuously increasing. Following the e-commerce and the mobile payment, logistics and the distribution becomes the next industry that needs breakthrough to support this emerging trend. This we would like to call it as a industry revolution lah. And also this development, right, triggered the development of big data and the artificial intelligence. Furthermore, application scenarios continue to be enriched. However, other than the industry itself, actually the public, the target group also gonna expand. So basically what we talk about the target group currently is about the middle class populations. and also a large number of people in the low-tier cities and the rural areas have access to the internet. And for now, the post-80s and the 90s, these generations have become the main consumers, and the structure of the consumer population is evolving rapidly. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Wanxin. So you mentioned the internet plus model. Does it mean that are you referring to the new lifestyle now, which is using internet plus more stuff like e-commerce, mobile payment, using internet to do all this and whatever new business models that will appear coming along with the internet?
Yes, true. So basically, just a brief explanation. So the internet plus means we apply the internet into different industries lah. So for example, e-commerce is the typical combination of internet and retail industries. And then previously, I also discussed about China internet healthcare. For example, the online consultations and the online pharmacies and etc. So in my opinion, right, a lot of so-called emerging industries are the different scenarios that apply internet into the traditional industry.
Okay, so Alibaba and JD.com, I understand that these two companies are considered mature in China. However, with this rapid development, any other interesting companies or business model that we can pay attention to?
Well, actually, there's a lot. So the first company in our webinar I would like to share about today actually is Pinduoduo. So basically, Pinduoduo, what does Pinduoduo mean? So pin is means together. Duo is means more and more. So for Pinduoduo, right, its value is like together you can have more savings and your shopping experience will become more fun. So Pinduoduo started in a background with relatively mature industry infrastructure already. What does a mature industry infrastructure? Okay, it means the market has been educated well, so it means people actually know how to shop online, yeah. And the most of the public can access the mobile internet, and the payment system and the logistic networks are built well. First of all, for Pinduoduo, right, it has a relatively different business model, and in Chinese we call it a 社交电商. It means you can do the e-commerce shopping as well as you can social. So for Pinduoduo, right, actually it is an online group buying model where a certain product is purchased at a group purchase price. Give a simple example. A pen with a regular price of $1 can be purchased for as long as like 50 cents through the group join. This is just a little example because pen is very cheap. But if you refer to the very expensive goods, the discount can be much more. Yeah. So the user actually can send the product link to their friends. If the group join is unsuccessful, right, the goods will be returned in the end. So means you will not spend the money on the goods. We see that many people will be in the circle and the friends. And for Pinduoduo, most likely people will send the link into the WeChat group. And in this, right, it will achieve the network effect. So it means, okay, so one person send the link into the WeChat group and a lot of people see it, wow, with a very lowest price. Then they will click in and figure out more. Then with this model, actually more and more people will know about Pinduoduo. This model actually is not complicated. However, what makes Pinduoduo so successful is not only this model, but also its target group. Different from Alibaba, Taobao, which is Alibaba, Taobao Tmall, and JD.com, Pinduoduo actually focuses on a lot on the third tier, fourth tier, and fifth tier cities, in which we call 下沉市场. So they are offering the lowest price they can to this target group. It takes the advantage of the huge bottom of the pyramid in China. Pinduoduo started in 2015, and if you look back to the past few years, right, the fastest growing of China's mobile internet access is also in the third, fourth, and fifth tier cities. The channel has been continuously penetrating downwards, which has brought the transformative changes to those people in the rural areas. And the Pinduoduo, they catch the opportunities here. It was like for Pinduoduo to those rural area people, it was breaking the past asymmetry of information and the channels. So those long-tail internet users can also easily purchase consumer goods and can solve their daily consumption needs through the Pinduoduo's low price.
Okay, so sounds like Pinduoduo is aiming at a different target market, so not directly with Alibaba. Am I right to say that?
Yeah, true. So at the early stage, right, Pinduoduo is targeting a totally different market with Alibaba and JD.com.
Yeah, so this I believe is also one reason for investors who want to diversify. They can look at Pinduoduo. At first, I thought Pinduoduo means you work very hard, but it seems like it's save a lot. Oh, okay, maybe my Chinese not good. Anyway, you were saying that people use WeChat to share this Pinduoduo deals. Are they under the same company, like all under Tencent?
Oh, okay. So actually, it's not under the same company, but there's a truth that Tencent invested in Pinduoduo in quite early stages. That is one of the reasons WeChat would like to support the Pinduoduo link to be spread in the WeChat group. And the early spread in the WeChat is the main customer generation channel and builds the foundation for Pinduoduo's user base.
Oh, okay. Hey, Leon, is this loud enough? Because my mouth is like almost eating the mic already, Leon. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I hope my volume is good enough because I think one of our clients cannot really hear. Okay, yeah. So anyway, Leon, I was saying that just now Wanxin was sharing about we people who are using Pinduoduo, they actually put the group buy in Tencent's WeChat. So that's why I was wondering, are they linked? Like, why will I give WeChat business? Just like Alibaba, they have their own, they're trying to create their own chat, and then they can just put their deals inside the chat. Yeah, so just now Wanxin was saying that Tencent has invested in Pinduoduo in the early stage. Yeah, so this is one reason WeChat would like to support the Pinduoduo link to be spread in the WeChat group. Yes, okay, so next question. Pinduoduo is growing very fast in the recent years, and it was IPO in 2018 on US market. So what are the current challenges or what are the future prospects? Yeah, because when people invest, they don't invest the here and now. They are investing based on what they expect the stock will do in the future.
Okay, so first of all, right, Pinduoduo, yeah, so basically at the end of the 2020, Pinduoduo has nearly around 800 million users, and it became the e-commerce platform with the largest number of active users in the world, even more than Alibaba and Amazon. So at first, there were many cheap and many cheap products on the Pinduoduo platform, which was largely due to its short industrial belt. In the past, a pen with a cost of 10 cents through immediate logistics and the multi-level distribution may cost 50 cents when it arrives at a small supermarket in the county. And the small supermarket has to sell it for more than $1 if it wants to make money. However, Pinduoduo has reduced the logistics links and the distribution levels from the factory to the end users, and the cost of reaching the county may be as little as 50 cents. And this is one of the main reasons why Pinduoduo can provide prices lower than other platforms. And these logistics and the shortened industrial belt, these characteristics are more reflected in Pinduoduo's agricultural products. Okay, for now, Pinduoduo has become the largest agricultural products upstream platform. Last year, is 2020, the agricultural product transaction volume of Pinduoduo reached 270 billion yuan. With the formation of a large-scale upward channel for agricultural products, the CEO of Pinduoduo believed the agricultural product supply chain has become the key development restriction that has become the key problem that a lot of e-commerce platform would like to resolve. The reason why is that the circulation loss of the fruits and veggies in China reaches 20 to 30%, which is much more higher than 11% in the United States. And because of the CEO and most likely the whole companies, they see the potential of the agriculture logistic delivery and the China agriculture market, right? Because every family, they will need to buy veggie and the fruits and a lot of veggies and fruits and other agricultural products. And because of COVID, a lot of people cannot go to the supermarket, and a lot of people cannot even go to the small marts. So people start to order the fresh fruits and the fresh meat, fresh veggie online. And Pinduoduo see the opportunities in these sectors. They think only with a new logistics infrastructure can make the agricultural product enter the daily e-commerce circulation system. So seeing this opportunity, Pinduoduo, who was originally a asset-light model, decided to invest heavily in the supply chain. So they start to invest in their own supply chain, especially for the agricultural products, to try to minimize the loss of the circulation. Other than this, right, Pinduoduo also invests a lot into the agricultural product branding. So basically, a lot of rural area in the countryside, a lot of farmers, they may have a lot of type of agricultural product, but for them, they don't have branding. It does not like a company, does not like organizations. For a certain country, for the certain rural area and the countries, they will try to sell their product into the city area just by physical delivery. But what Pinduoduo is doing is to help those people, help those group of the countries to build their own brand and sell online with Pinduoduo's own logistic network. Other than the branding of the agricultural products, Pinduoduo's branding in other areas has also been accelerating. For example, many mainstream brands have begun to settle in Pinduoduo in the form of the official flagship stores. So these flagship stores is the same as the Tmall's flagship stores. Means the company will directly provide the goods from their official company. So more well-known brands enter Pinduoduo not only to open flagship stores, but also conduct in-depth R&D and the design cooperation with Pinduoduo. Why? Because Pinduoduo has a large volume of users. They have transaction data. They have different behavior data of the users. So with these data, right, actually companies and the Pinduoduo can cooperate together to study the users' behavior data, and using the data analytics, they can modify their product catering to their users' needs. Just give a small example. So everyone knows medias. So it's medias like small house appliances. Last year, 30% of these brands' hot selling products on the Pinduoduo's platform were exclusive contributions only on Pinduoduo. And these customized products are all made by the two parties based on their insights into the consumption habits of the platform users. So this is how Pinduoduo is outstanding because of
Okay.
the large volume of the user bases.
Okay. Uh, okay, thanks Wanxin for the in-depth sharing. Okay, I like how Pinduoduo runs its business. It creates value for clients and thus explains why it flourishes. Well, some of the clients are very kanchong, like start to ask me what's the target price. Is this session all about Pinduoduo? Guys, the webinar 1 hour. Yeah, we will cover other stocks. Okay, please. We are giving you some in-depth analysis on the different companies, and eventually you will be informed to make your investment decision, and it will be a wise investment decision. So Wanxin also mentioned some exclusive contributions. So won't the sellers want to sell on Alibaba? Like what is stopping Alibaba from copying them? Because I know Alibaba has their own wholesale chains and logistics, etc. But Pinduoduo, I think they are ahead of Alibaba, is it? Or otherwise, Alibaba may replicate Pinduoduo's business and target Pinduoduo's tier 3, 4, 5, right?
Well, it's quite a good question, sir. So actually, Alibaba promotes their own. There's own platform called Chua to cover the similar target users by group buying and providing low prices quite early, but it did not success. So, however, I would like to say Pinduoduo's business model seems easy to replicate, but the successful Pinduoduo business model, right, relies on the right timing, favorable geographic and social conditions. So normally we call it like a 天时地利人和. For an e-commerce platform, you have buyers while you have sellers. Actually, at the first place, a lot of sellers in the Pinduoduo came from Taobao. The reason there's a very like a short story. So it's around 2017 to 2018, right? Taobao was fighting against the fake products on the platform itself. Taobao released the very strict policies. Therefore, not only the fake products producer was closed, but also so sellers who provide qualified products without brands were also blown. However, Pinduoduo did not give up those products producer without brands. So for unbranded but qualified products, Pinduoduo encourages them to and gives them the resources to help them formalize the brand. So like a white label products do contribute to the growth of the Pinduoduo at the early stage. And as I mentioned before, Pinduoduo also caught the right timing to expand with the support from WeChat, which is Tencent. It developed along with the mobile internet expansion. And at the same time, the main e-commerce companies were upgrading into an atas platform, like Taobao was fighting with the fake products. So in such situations, the needs of bottom part of pyramid cannot be fulfilled and the Pinduoduo step in. Now Pinduoduo has already gained the market shares, and I would like to say it is dominance in the market, and any other players who would like to challenge its position have to spend huge resources, and it is quite risky lah.
All right, thank you. Okay, so now I think we need to satisfy one of our clients who's asking, can we move on from Pinduoduo? So the next one, I believe you will be talking about something on social e-commerce. Am I right? So social means social seems to be applied to many new industries. The start of the year, this stock, Kuaishou, Hong Kong IPO, is also a very hot topic. So Kuaishou is like a video social media. So why does it develop so fast in China?
Okay, so the actually is because of this short video industry. So if we look into the first half of the 2020, right, short videos this industry, people spend a lot of time on the short videos. And short videos account for around 20% of the total duration of the internet industry, which is very close to the instant messaging industry at the top of pyramid. Moreover, the short video industry has not entered the stock game, and it is in the stage of common prosperity. This short video business model is also friendly enough for the platform. So basically, for the short video, right, what you need, what the company need is similar to the e-commerce. They need the user-based data as well as the behavior data. I believe a lot of people heard about TikTok and Douyin. Actually, Kuaishou is a direct competitor to TikTok. And a lot of people may wonder why US banned the TikTok before. It's not because the content, it's not because the server, it is because of the algorithm. This is why this is also the core advantage of the Kuaishou. So Kuaishou's algorithm is very, very advanced. So it means when you go through some content, right, it can recommend you more similar contents. With this algorithm, it can increase the customer stickiness in this like a short video industry.
Sorry, I'd like to stop you here because I'm not sure if I'm understanding this correctly. So does this mean to say that the time spent on watching these short clips is the same as the time spent on WhatsApp? So, and you also mentioned that this short video industry has not entered the stock game. Does it mean that there are companies that's profiting from this business model, but they are not IPO yet? So does this mean this is a potential investment opportunity if, let's say, we know?
Use lah. So for now, yeah. So currently in China, there's a two major top player is Kuaishou and Douyin. And also in the tier 2 or tier 3, there's some called like 火山小视频 or 西瓜视频. So but for those they still for now they do not have the plan to go listing. At least there's no official news. Yeah.
Okay, can you continue to share more on the Kuaishou?
Yeah, so it's one of the like top leaders in the short video industry in China, right? Kuaishou has 300 million average daily active users. So live broadcast is the first revenue generator of Kuaishou. So in 2020, Kuaishou live broadcast revenue is about 33.2 billion yuan, accounting for more than 55% of its total revenue. And meanwhile, the rapid growth of the advertising business is also promising. The short video format for the short video industry, most stable for monetization is the advertising, which for Kuaishou has 21.9 billion yuan revenue in 2020. This accounts around 37% of the total revenue. This advertisement part of the business should be the cornerstone of all short video companies' profits, because for the advertisement business, it is like a cash cow. It is reasonable, efficient, and at the same time quite stable. And recently, with the advantage of the live broadcast, it also expands its business into live broadcast e-commerce, which is a new emerging e-commerce aspect in China.
Oh, okay. So can I say that during live broadcast, revenue is earned when people decide to donate? Is that one way they earn money?
Okay, so there are two types of live broadcast. The first one is for individual, which is quite normal. You can see online. So the person can either sing or dance or sleep and broadcast whatever they want, and the audience will donate. So normally, Kuaishou as a platform, they earn from the gifts that audience donate. Another one is e-commerce live broadcast, which I mentioned just now is a new trend. So it's during the broadcast, audience can buy the goods with direct link on the platform, and for Kuaishou, it take a cut from the total transaction amount. So for different platforms, the e-commerce live broadcast revenue comes from the model is a little bit different. So for example, some platform actually they earn the percentage from the total from the goods revenue, But for Kuaishou, it earned the commission from the total transaction amount. So for example, if you want to do the live broadcasting, you can set the commission rate to 1 to 5%. Then for the whole broadcasting session, how much money, how much transaction amount, how much goods you sell, right? Kuaishou will just earn from the sales lah. Yeah.
I see. Guys, you should go and check out the YouTube live broadcast e-commerce in China. It's different from the one you see in Singapore. Singapore, you see my friend, your friend, just share, and then they just put their items there and just keep saying, like, share, comment, like, share, comment. But this China live broadcast e-commerce is really different. You go check it out on YouTube. Live broadcast is really hot in China. You can see every e-commerce platform, they have the live broadcast. So Wanxin, can you tell us a bit on the future? So this is the future of Kuaishou live broadcast e-commerce.
Okay, so the e-commerce business is a newly expanded business, and it's also hot for the Kuaishou. So from the perspective of monetization rate, right? Kuaishou, the gross merchandise volume, which normally we call it GMV, reached 200 billion yuan. However, at the meanwhile, the revenue is 2 billion. So the monetizing rate is around 1%. There seems to be a possibility of growth in the scale and the realization rate because the 1% is considered relatively low. However, currently considering the recent word of mouth feedback, also this business has a good growth potential. It is still difficult to replace traditional e-commerce. And yes.
Also, does this mean that although they have like live e-commerce broadcasts, they are still lacking in the sense that they don't have their own products? So people use Kuaishou. So people who are using Kuaishou, right, they can get their products from somewhere else. Then they move on to Kuaishou to do the broadcast and sell their items.
Yeah, true. Actually, for Kuaishou, right? Okay, just a little bit, explain a little bit. So for the live broadcast, the products are always a third-party one. But for different platforms, they can have the e-shop. So for example, if you do the live broadcasting on Taobao, right, then you can direct link to Taobao's e-shop. So this only will charge once. However, for Kuaishou, it is different. Also, Kuaishou have its own like an e-shop on the Kuaishou platform. It is not really mature. So when people are trying to do the broadcasting, they can insert a third-party link. For example, they can insert the WeChat shop mini program, or they can also insert the Taobao link program, so people can directly click and can directly shop on a third-party link.
Okay, so what is the Kuaishou's next step now?
Okay, so definitely e-commerce is a big pie, especially the live broadcast e-commerce is still a big pie. So Kuaishou will continue to grow on this and modify its algorithm and the back-end services to those sellers. Meanwhile, in terms of its original short video business, Kuaishou is also developing different content business. So this year, Kuaishou clearly proposed to support the creators of ACG culture, including animation and games. So in order to better develop this business, right, Kuaishou has successfully invested in and acquired several game companies involving various types of game developer, distribution, and esports operations. So during the Spring Festival this year, Kuaishou actually developed its own games, and the games entered the top 100 casual games in the App Store.
Okay, that means they are also looking at the games industry. So Kuaishou is earning from the live broadcast where people sell the e-commerce and also wants to earn from the ACG. Is that right? ACG. But why do they choose ACG?
Okay, most people may not familiar with ACG. Okay, so ACG actually was a very small cultural group, and it's like an interest group. However, the scale of China's ACG market is gradually expanding. So in 2019, the number of ACG users in China is about 332 million. However, in the future, right, the scale of ACG users will continue to grow rapidly, and it is expected to exceed 400 million in 2021. So other than ACG, this interest group, Kuaishou has also focused on its extension on different groups. These are all like a minor interest group, but they are expanding very, very fast. One is called Chua, and another one is called Sanken. Because these two sectors have a strong integration with the e-commerce. For example, for Chua, actually you can understand as a very fashion play. So basically, I believe you saw these two in the Action City, which is Bear Bricks and the Pop Mart. So in 2019, the whole year, the size of the China's Chao market is around 20.7 billion yuan, of which the blind box, this small like a box blind box, account for about 10 billion, and 10% of them are online sales. And it is expected that the size of the Chao market will increase to 76.3 billion yuan in the 2024. So in order to win this market segment, Kuaishou actually form a cooperation with the Pop Mart. If you pay attention, if you look into the Hong Kong market before, Pop Mart is also a very hot IPO recently. Yeah. So they form a cooperation with Pop Mart and make a special series of blind box into the live broadcast room for the sale. And the Sanken actually is another culture, which is Hanfu, JK, and the Lolita. Okay, so it's still a minor interest group.
Okay, so you're saying that Kuaishou has a few business, seems like they have a few business. They're in the live e-commerce broadcast. They're growing the game side of the business, animation, comics, and they are at the same time, they are also into the fashion e-commerce. Am I right to say that?
Yes, so basically the reason why Kuaishou want to enter so many like different minor interest group, the one reason I mentioned before is because the group is expanding very, very fast. But also there's another reason is because for those interest community, if Kuaishou can form its own community, it can help itself to increase the user stickiness.
Correct. Just like in Phillip, we have our own community. That's why you guys are here listening to us. Okay. Now I'm very excited to move on to the third company. So from Kuaishou's next step, we can find out the culture community is a significant factor, right? So about community, our Phillip family. Do you have more to share with us? Because I want to hear more about the third company.
Okay, so Bilibili actually is one company that has been taking advantage of the cultural community and very, very successful now. So at very first, I think 2 years ago, the price is only 30 USD dollar lah. But for now, it reached over 150 bucks. So the first time you search for Bilibili, many people may just consider it as a normal video website, same as iQIYI or YouTube. However, it is quite different. Bilibili starts from the ACG culture, and it is one of the earliest video websites providing ACG related content in China. Starting from scratch, Bilibili has grown from a personal interest website to a video community platform with more than 30 million monthly active users. And it has now developed into a full range of online entertainment covering a wide range media formats, especially for PUG video. So PUG video, which is professional user-made content, is a major feature of the Bilibili. On its platform, right, creative creators, a large and a loyal user base, and high-quality content form a circle of trinity. And among them, the content creators have the nickname called app host by the users. So basically, because of this Bilibili, this website, actually a lot of younger generations, they form its own language.
I see. So sounds like YouTube is where everyone hosts their own content, but it is also like Netflix because the person uploading the content is like a producer. They produce good quality content, like the ACG, animation, comics, game videos. Am I right to say that?
Yeah, yes. So the platform will provide, okay, so there are two type of contents. The first one is the platform will provide content with official copyrights, of course, while people can upload its video. And Bilibili, right, focus on the young generations in China. And if you go and read its IPO prospectus, you will see one sentence. We enrich everyday life of young generation in China. So more than 80% of users in Bilibili are young people who were born between 1990 to 2009, including me. I'm also a loyal audience. So for this audience, they are called Generation Z. This group of Generation Z constitutes the prospect and the future of online entertainment today. And if you look into, I give just a small comparison. So if you look into Tencent's gaming revenue, right, you can see the majority who spend the money in the Tencent's mobile gaming is also Generation Z. Generation Z has become the main spending power in terms of the online entertainment today in China.
Yeah, I agree because I personally have never heard of Bilibili because I'm not Gen Z. I'm younger than that. Yeah, so can you continue on with the Bilibili business?
Okay, so Bilibili's business is mainly divided into four major sectors: mobile games, advertising, live broadcast, and other value-add services. Originally, based on the prospectus in 2018 IPO, it shows that more than like 30% of Bilibili revenue comes from games. So at that time, the market's perception of this video platform was a game company.
Okay, I'd like to interrupt here. I have three questions, okay, because I listened to your analysis. I got three questions. When you say the revenue come from games, do you mean they broadcast their own video game or they create the game? That's my first question. The second question, do people need to pay subscription? Because we all know, let's say, for example, those of you who are investors in US, you know that Microsoft, when they start their subscription model, you start to see their stock prices go up. If you go and take a look, yeah. And last one, what are the other value-added services that you just mentioned?
Okay, so here the revenue from mobile games, right, mainly refers to the mobile games that aging for and invest in. So for example, Bilibili is an exclusive aging for the popular mobile games called FGO, Fate Ground Order. And at the same time, Bilibili also collaborate with different game producers and invest in them. It is different from the Bilibili website platform itself. So besides the mobile game, broadcast, advertisement, and value-added services are more related to Bilibili website platform. So one of the standard value-added services is the membership subscription to Bilibili website platform. By 2021, so membership income has become one of the core pillars of the Bilibili's revenue growth. From this quarter one financial statement, the average monthly paying users of Bilibili exceeds 20 million, 16.1 million of which are paid membership users. And why people want to pay for the membership subscription? Many people think it is due to the huge amount of the content, IPs, and the copyrights Bilibili has. It is true. With hot IPs, people are willing to pay, and in the past few years, the categories of copyright content on Bilibili has been upgraded and expanded from animation to documentary. Bilibili is trying to diversify its content copyrights, not just restricted to AJC. Meanwhile, Bilibili also supports domestic animation. So Bilibili guarantees the possession of the high quality content by investing in partners and reaching strategic cooperation, such as exclusive broadcasting rights of top animation and the domestic content. So last but not least, for live broadcast, Bilibili has different exclusive rights, including all. Just give a quite famous example lah. So the exclusive live broadcasting rights include League of Legends matches for 3 years in China, And with this exclusive live broadcasting rights, right, it can sell the rights to different video companies. So other than the IP and the copyrights, PUGV is also a is also an important factor. The foundation of Bilibili is not only copyrights, but also the professional user-made content. In total broadcast volume of the platform, PUGV accounted for 91% based on the Q1 financial statement, while the average monthly number of active app hosts reached 2.2 million. The average monthly video submission volume reached 7.7 million. PUGV content is an advantage that Bilibili has, but other platforms do not.
Sorry, what exactly is a PUGV? And can this be easily replicated by other businesses?
Okay, so PUGV refers to the full name actually is a professional user generated video. So basically means the video is not produced by production corporates or organizations, but individuals. It seems to be easy to copy as well, but the communities matter. There's another similar website called AC Farm, and this website was bought by Kuaishou. However, AC Farm did not successfully catch Bilibili due to the lack of community management.
Okay, so at the end of the day, we have been talking about Pinduoduo, Kuaishou, Bilibili. So I believe that a lot of them, right, they are here, hopefully not a lot, they are here to just want to know, 可以买吗？哪一个可以买？ What can I buy? What can I not buy? Because from what I hear from Wanxin, these are great businesses. They are leaders. They're one of the top few leaders in their industry. So, like one client asked, what's the target price? Or should I enter now? Wanxin, what do you think?
Okay, so for now, if you ask about me, these three companies, right, I will have different priority when I enter the company, when I enter these three stocks. So actually, the higher priority for me is Bilibili. The reason is, okay, I saw someone actually say Q1 the Bilibili financial report loss, and it is true. But if you look into the different investment the Bilibili is doing, right? Actually, they are mapping all businesses. So they invest in games. So they invest in games first. So with the game become popular, then its content can originate from the game investment. This is the first thing. So the second thing is Bilibili is trying to become the Netflix in China, I would like to say. Because for Bilibili, different from other video companies which only upload corporate videos, they are trying to do its own original. So we see on the Netflix, right? Netflix has Netflix original. So Bilibili in the past one and a half years, they are trying to invest in its original content. This is a transformation from a platform to content producers. So basically, what Bilibili want to do is they want to become platform. This is a communication channel between the app master and the audience. And also Bilibili become the individual content generator. So they can also sell this content generator into different video and into different video platforms and companies. This is Bilibili is doing this transformation. So the first thing I look into the Bilibili is, so for those like fast growing companies, if you look into the PE ratio or if you look into the profit and loss, it is not fair, because in China, right, there's a pattern that the fast growing company will burn money. if you look into the fast growing companies, they at the fast pace, they will burn money. So in the financially speaking, the statement will not look very good. However, if you look into the strategic, if you look into the strategic direction, you need to monitor their transformation. As it trying to enter into a new industry, which with a lot of competitors already, and do they have the advantage, or they are trying to utilize all its business utilize all its business and create the synergies between each other.
Okay. Yeah. So, okay, this brings us back to like the basics of investing. So some of you, you're saying, oh, why should I invest in this? Quarter one is losing money. Then a lot of people, they are buying Tesla, right? Tesla also not making money. I think only this year or last year, then they started to have a positive bottom line. So this is what a lot of people term it as growth investing. They buy these stocks believing that, hey, this is going to be the next Amazon, this is going to be the next Tesla. So this is just one school of thought, one way of investing. Anyway, good question from Lily. Moving on, Wanxin, can we answer some of the Q&A questions?
Yes, definitely. So we will answer Q&A questions later. So before that, basically for Phillip Securities, right? We also have CFD product. So we know the market has a high volatility. So once if the trend is going down, how can we make money? Okay, so basically we can use CFD to short the product. So for us, right, currently we, other than the stocks, we also have the US oil and the UK product launch. So actually you can trade US and the UK oil. This is built on the Brent and the WTI. You can trade from $1 to $100. And for the currently the oil CFD, we also have this promotion is for 100 petrol coins virtual. And for this promotion, it will be end of this month. Okay, so another thing is for Hong Kong one. So we all know that for Hong Kong, if you want to buy the stocks, you need to buy for the whole lot, right? However, for us now, we provide the all lot CFD trade. Means actually you can long or use CFD. You can long or short the stock from just one unit lah. And this micro CFD training, right? We are having this promotion to lower the minimum commission of Hong Kong dollar 50 for the 100 Hong Kong CFD counters. And this one, this promotion will last to till the end of this year. For safety, we also have this 88 cash rebate. So if you are new to safety, right, you are able to enjoy this one. Okay, yeah. So let's back to the Q&A questions. Let me go through several questions. Give me some time.
Okay, as one thing is going through the question, Ivan, maybe I answer your question. You're asking whether there's any ETF that includes the companies. So you can check out CQQQ. I see if I can paste you the link. You check this out. Let me see if you can receive. You check this out. Check this out. Yeah. So this you can see the holdings. CQQQ, basically China Technology ETF.
Okay, so the first question I'm going to ask is Alibaba stock seems to be oversold. Okay, this is true. Yeah, so based on current price, what is the view and among Alibaba, JD, and the PDD, which offers the most value amongst these China tech stocks? So let's talk about JD first. Okay, so JD actually currently for JD, right? If you see the different listing, actually JD is separate its business business into independent company and they go listing. So in this case, right, JD.com is only regarding its business and have a positive correlation with other business. For example, the JD Health and also the JD Logistics, and also in the future, JD, the fintech company, will also go listing basically. And the JD fintech company already listed in China, Asia, but they are gonna list in Hong Kong soon, I think, because I believe I saw the news before. Okay, so for the JD.com, actually currently is quite I would like to say it's quite a fair price, because in terms of its e-commerce business size, JD.com is in a healthier, it's in a health growth. However, for Pinduoduo and Alibaba, okay, currently my thought is Alibaba is affected by the government policy, definitely, same as the Tencent and the other giant tech company in China. However, in the long term, Alibaba still dominates the major e-commerce and also separate into the different offline, online and O2O, or online and offline. What is the online and offline businesses? So what is the differences between e-commerce and online and offline? Is that e-commerce is you buy, then you deliver. But online to offline, right, it means you order, then you go and pick up. So sometimes for the products, people are more prefer to visual the products instead of pick up the thing. So what Alibaba's e-commerce business is trying to do is they are trying to form a mature O2O, online to offline model in China. But as well, because the Alibaba share is the group of different businesses, so we also need to talk about other businesses under the Alibaba group. So currently, if you look into the Alibaba's strategic direction, they are turning into so-called manufacturing industry. So what they are trying to do is, in the manufacturing, it's not for the heavy machines, but for the light, like clothes, accessories. So Alibaba is trying to help its sellers, individual sellers, not a branded one, is to help individual sellers to have a collected manufacturing, to have a collected factory. So they are trying to do this because they want to increase the seller stickiness. As I said, as a platform, you need to have sellers and you need to have the buyers. So Alibaba is map its business into the light good manufacturing, and this is one of their major focuses in the future. And also Alibaba has the fintech portion, which is Alipay, and definitely we need to mention Ant Group. Also, Ant Group is going to IPO independently. Alibaba still have the major shares in the Ant Group, and because of the stop of the Ant Group IPO, right? Alibaba share was also influenced a lot. You can see after the suspension of the Ant Group, Alibaba share goes down a lot. However, based on the current news, Ant Group is restructuring its business very, very fast, and they are going to value the company as a finance company lah. Originally, the Ant Group was valued as a technology company, but later when they going to continue the IPO, right, they were valued as a tech company, also valued as a finance company. Also, the finance company valuation may be lower than the tech company. Alibaba still have Alibaba and Alipay is still managing most daily transactions of the China's consumers data. So and also the Alipay, the Ant Group is trying to expand its business in every finance aspects in terms of the daily life, like your investment, and also your investment in the funds, all your transaction monitors, and all of the things, even the currency exchange. So for this one, right, the business growth is still stable. So for Alibaba, if you happen to enter at a relatively high price, no worries, you can still hold. But for current price, actually you can enter portion by portions already, because as I said before, the Ant Group restructuring is doing quite fast, and the price will get affected based on different users, and Ant Group relisting will become one of the huge and important news that will trigger the increase of the Alibaba. But for the most valuable China tech stock, personally speaking, is a Tencent. So I did not really talk about Tencent in a big picture before. I only talk about Tencent's fintech technology, which is WeChat Pay. However, if you look into Tencent's investment, you can see Tencent's investment is all around your daily lives. Not only Pinduoduo is one example. Actually, Tencent does not have its own e-commerce platform in China, but it does not mean it does not have. So Pinduoduo can consider as one of the Tencent's expansion into the e-commerce sector. And also Tencent have a lot of investment in the not only in the fintech but also in the games, videos, and even content businesses, live broadcasting. For example, Douyu and Huya. If you heard before, the combination of Douyu and Huya, the combination is triggered by Tencent. So personally speaking, compare with Alibaba and the Tencent, right? Tencent actually, the business model, the business cycle, they can create more synergies than the Alibaba's business cycle. Yeah, so next one, let me see. Give me a moment. Let me see some other questions. Okay, so for these questions, and it is related to the content I say just now. So basically, it's the okay. So just before I answer the question, I share something with you guys. So basically, the reason why we don't talk about EV today is because we are gonna to have an EV month. So in the short future, we will discuss about the EV in different aspects. So it's the EV producers, it's the new companies specialized in EV. For example, the NIO, Li Auto, Tesla. This is one kind. So we will also talk about the traditional car makers who enter EV industry, like BYD, Geely, and also we will also talk about the EV. Those non-car manufacturer who enter into EV, for example, Xiaomi and the Apple. Yeah. So basically, we will share about the EV information in the short future. That's why we didn't talk about EV in this session. We understand the EV is a big portion, so we want to make it more impressive for you guys.
Yes, and to answer, just now there was a question on whether iQIYI and Bilibili, are they able to compete? Actually, from what I know, they are different, because for iQIYI, they want it's more like videos, and through that they have this maybe you see the actor, actress, the fashion is nice, and then through that then they will go and buy. Whereas for Bilibili, they are more on not just that, but as a community they have all this professionally user-made content. So they are slightly different. Yeah. And do you think Tencent being large may one day take over Pinduoduo's business, Wanxin?
Okay, so to be honest, right? Okay, so this is just a personal comment. It's not really it's not really a very serious analysis. So for me, right, I feel like Tencent is trying. Okay, so after the Tencent Go listing, actually, sorry, after Pinduoduo went listing, Tencent actually sells almost the shares of Pinduoduo. Then recently they buy back again. So I think what Tencent want to do is, first of all, combine with another question, basically is China government policy is taking those big tech companies. If I would like to say, if Tencent is going to acquire and take over Pinduoduo, right? Actually, Tencent's picture will become quite. Tencent will have quite Tencent within the different businesses in Tencent, it will have every like leaders in the industry. So from the government perspective, okay, so if we think about in this way, a company with different leaders in the industry invest in the different leaders in the industry. How does the government want to do? So this is actually related to the government attitude also. So basically for me, I think Tencent would like to stay the current relationship with Pinduoduo. So basically Tencent has a relatively big share positions in Pinduoduo, but it will not really take over and acquire Pinduoduo. Yeah. And also, okay, so answer back. Let me answer back to the question: is the too big and monopolistic? Okay, so how these growth stocks can be survived under the new regulations? There's one way is do the restructuring. So basically, what JD.com is doing actually is they separate different business into independent company with independent board and the goal listing. This is one of the methods the company can do. And there's another thing is, okay, so as long as there's not really just only one dominant company in the industry, China government will still I would like to say support the growth of the industry. Because if you look into the different tech companies, they actually offer a lot of like job positions in terms of the whole society. So actually there's not a lot of benefits that the government keep targeting the monopolies. As long as the industry can have at least 3 competitors, right? It is still okay. Yeah. Okay, we are the recent competitors for these 3 companies. They are competitors in certain perspective, in certain aspects. For example, for Bilibili, right? Okay, so for Huya and Douyu, the most famous live broadcasting content is games. So it's like League of Legends or the Mobile Legends in China. And also for Bilibili, right? And also for Huya and Douyu, they also do the live broadcasting for different matches. Okay, so the competitor is in terms of the rights to do the live broadcasting, which Bilibili has invest a lot into the exclusive right and sell the right into other live broadcasting companies. So, however, it is still different because Huya and Douyu only focuses on the live broadcasting. If you look into its business model, right, it is more towards like influencers. It's not celebrities, but influencers who do broadcasting online, and the people go and donate those gifts. They earn from the gifts. However, for these 3 companies, right, they do not really earn from the gifts itself. The gifts itself, revenue from the gifts are still a small portion in terms of their revenue. So for example, especially for Bilibili, what Bilibili is trying to do is just community management with exclusive community for the users and audience, right? It will have relatively high stickiness and high customer loyalties towards the website itself. Okay, so Bilibili is listed in US and Hong Kong. Which one is better and what is the difference? Okay, there's no difference. It's all about Bilibili. Yeah, but a lot of people are facing this question because a lot of companies have dual listing in US and Hong Kong. So some client ask me which one to choose. My attitude is like that. Based on current political situation, if it is a China company, you choose Hong Kong one. Yeah. In the US one, if you okay, so this is because of the intensive political situation between China and Hong Kong. Between China and the US. That's why I recommend client to choose Hong Kong one instead of US. So what is the main differences? Main differences is that for Hong Kong one, Hong Kong shares, for Hong Kong shares, right? Most investors are Asia type. For US shares, most investors are Western type. So the share price actually reflect how the investors view these shares. Okay, so for the Asia type, right, they will have more access to different informations in terms of the China company. But for Western type, right, they will also have their own perspective in terms of the companies. So maybe any US, some US actions will affect the share price a lot. And so, for example, some US actions may affect the US shares. However, the percentage on the US price change and the Hong Kong price change is different. Yeah. So if for the China company, not only Bilibili, but also for China company have dual listing on US and Hong Kong, Hong Kong should be the first one to buy based on the current political situation.
Okay, so before we end off today, so maybe I will close with a sharing because some people will be wondering, oh, so after talking so much, what should I buy? Should I buy or not? How do I buy? Personally, I do fundamentals, but I base my entries on technicals. And I do it in a top-down format. If you look at the chart of CQQQ, currently it is still on the downtrend. Especially if I want to go long-term, I believe that technology changes life, it will create value, the prices will probably go up. So that if that is my take, fundamentally, I will look at the technical chart and you realize that looking at the weekly chart, the weekly time frame, the prices are currently on downtrend. So is it a good time to buy? Let me share with you two ways. One way is you wait for higher high and higher low. So I've drawn some support. Wanxin is sharing that. So you can see that it's currently at a key level. Wait for a higher high and higher low before you decide if you want to enter. That is if you believe in technical analysis. But if you're fundamental analysis, you can start by doing dollar cost averaging. So these are two different schools of thought that that I can share with you. Yeah, with that, we will be ending off our webinar. If you still have further questions, you'd like to explore using technical and fundamentals together, because today whatever Wanxin shared is very fundamental to tell you that, hey, this will be a leader. Hey, this stock will be valuable in the future. But how am I going to take action? This is when we look at not just a valuation, we also look at charting. So if you like to find out more, you can email us. Yeah, we are from the Phillip CFD team.